Well, well, well. If it isn't you, the legend, back again. Today I want to tell you about something that is an absolute necessity for me. And no, it's not air, no, it's not water, it's not even fire or earth. It's none of the four elements, and the Fire Nation has not attacked in this scenario. However, it does have a little bit to do with life. Life itself. Or PlayStation. Or PlayStation, just a little bit. Today we're talking about the PlayStation Vita. And there is so much I want to say and so little time to say it. Bringing up my notes, I want to start off by saying this thing has been a game changer. I am constantly away from home. I'm constantly in places where I'm not allowed my phone all the time. And so those games on my phone, I'm just not allowed to play them. And trust me, there are a lot of games on my phone because I learned early on in my career to have games on my phone. But I digress. Let's talk PlayStation Vita. Bringing it up really quick, we've got our games list right here. Hopefully this is bringing back some memories to all of you who had your own PlayStation Portable or PlayStation Vita. I've actually still got my original PSP, and sometimes I think about starting it up and just seeing how everything was back in the ye olde times of almost a decade, if not more, long ago. Now, I paid not too much money for a standalone console like this. I want to talk battery life. I'm always on the go, like I said, and I needed something that can last a while. I really wanted a Steam Deck. I thought about all those types of things, but eventually I landed on the PlayStation Vita. Why, you may ask? Because I knew I could charge it very simply. I don't know about the Steam Deck, I don't know how much juice it was going to use, but I knew the Vita had to use like a lot less juice than the Steam Deck. I could be wrong. You could be a professional at knowing technology more than I am, and you're just sitting in your boots right now, absolutely just going. And I welcome that. But I do want to tell you, this came with a couple games and a carrying case for the price, and we've got Dragon Quest Builders for one game. I love how little the actual cases are. It's right in the palm of your hand, which is nice. Get some of those crisp case tapping sounds as we move on to the next game, which is Final Fantasy X, the HD remaster. Now, this is one I haven't played. I have played a little bit of Dragon Quest Builders, and these are all unfortunately in Japanese, which I know. Misu? I know that. I am not even 100% sure what it means anymore. I believe it's either water or rice. But we move on to Dragon Crown by Atlas. Another game in Japanese. All the games, in fact, are in Japanese. Soul Sacrifice. And finally, Tukuren. Now, I want to show you some of the games I have actually on the console before we get a little bit of this case action tapping, because I really love the case tapping sounds. It's kind of like a muted glass tapping. I don't know how else to put it. But here in this folder of games, we have the 5 I just talked about, and the folder is super original. It's called Folders with an S for some reason. But then I do have a Star Wars folder. It's me. You know me. Come on. It's filled with Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's got Star Wars Battlefront Renegade Squadron, Star Wars The Force Unleashed, Star Wars Battlefront Elite Squadron, Star Wars The Clone Wars Republic Heroes, and Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars, which is one of the few ones I haven't played. I've played the complete saga, I've played the video game, I've played the original trilogy a little bit. I have not played The Force Awakens, and I have not played The Clone Wars, even though I've had it for a long time over on Steam on my PC. Next, I've got God of War, the collection, as well as Ghost of Sparta. And then, of course, I had to get him the Sly Cooper collection. This comes with Sly Cooper 1, Sly Cooper 2, and Sly Cooper 3. And to round it all out, games that didn't have folders, but it was more because of an aesthetic choice, I've got Gravity Rush, Undertale, Borderlands 2, and Persona 4 Golden. Now, a little bit about my use of the PS Vita, because you're probably like, you bought it, but there's no way you actually use it. That's a PS Vita right there. That's like the Wii U for PlayStation. And I want to stop you right there, because this is a PS Vita. This baby is definitely not the Wii U. I don't know a lot about the Wii U, but this ain't it, chief. I have had a lot of fun with it, though. I love God of War as like a traveling game. I don't know why, but the hack and slash nature and the button combos, that just really gives credence. And I just have a lot more fun when I'm away playing these types of games. They don't require too much thought, they don't require too much energy, just enough to keep you engaged. Something like Borderlands 2, on the other hand, there's a little more thought, a little more je ne sais quoi about it. I'm just saying words now. Promiscuous. Let's throw some just vocabulary words out there. But no, I've been having a lot of fun with Borderlands 2. It has been an absolute joy. It made me actually buy the game over on PlayStation Network. So now it's on my PS5. And it also made me buy it over on Switch, because I started taking my Switch to certain sets. I don't take all my stuff to every set, but sometimes if it's a movie I'm acting in, I might bring the Switch if I know that not everybody's gonna be in a super talkative mood, or I bring the PS Vita when I'm doing background work, or sometimes I just bring my DS if I don't plan to game a whole lot, but I do want to have like a Pokemon game that I can throw in and just be able to start up and play when I can. So, also, Persona 4 Golden. I haven't started playing it a ton, but I'm super excited. I started playing Persona 2 a while back on the PS3, and I started playing Persona 3 Portable on the PS5 when it first came out, and now I've started Persona 4 on the PS Vita of all things. That's like the 4th system I've got it on, and I haven't finished a single one. However, before you shoot the messenger, I've played in that same stretch of time Persona 5 like 3 times. All the way through, get the Platinum Trophy. I've played Royale, I've played the OG, and I've played Royale a second time. Royale, the OG. Yeah, okay. I'm going through the catalog in my head. I've played Persona 5 in different variants a lot. And I would love if a PSP 2 came out, I would love to get Persona 5 on the go. I've been on this road for a while. I wish they would bring something like Persona 5 to iPhone, because that seems like the perfect game to push the system a little bit, but not so much. I mean, the game was originally launched on the PS3, and we're all the way up to the PS5, and it just looks more and more and more beautiful as we go through the systems and we go through the different versions. I did promise case tapping, so this is the PS Vita case I got with it. PS Vita case. This is a awesome little case that actually has 3 little slots for me to take physical games with. Right now, I've got Final Fantasy X, I've got Dragon Quest Builders, and I believe I have Tokuren. No, I know for a fact it's Soul Sacrifice because it looked super cool because of the box art. This is the box art that I'm speaking of. No idea what the game's about. I'm just trying to literally start the game because it's in a language I don't understand. But a few things I do want to talk about. I do want to talk about this puppy right here when it comes to the PS Vita. Now you may be wondering, what is that? Or you may be wondering, that's a power brick. What are you talking about? And you're right, it is a power brick. It comes with a question mark cable right here, and then it's got a micro USB, a USB Type-C, and a lightning cable. Now, like I said, this goes everywhere with me when I'm going to be out for hours on hours. And I do need something that can charge my phone, which is why I originally purchased this. And this has been a game changer, especially because it has the micro USB cable, which I need for the PS Vita. I have charged my phone and played my Vita at the same exact time on multiple occasions. Having something like this is just a must-have if you're going to be taking this anywhere. Honestly, going places for hours on end, a power brick is probably smart, especially if you don't have a wall charger or outlet that you'll be available to use. Another thing, I want to talk about the touchpad. I can't believe I almost passed over it. What you're hearing right there is the touchpad. And what's really cool about the touchpad is it in-game, I'm going to talk about Borderlands 2 here. It is the way you deal with melee. So if I have my Vita here, I can just tap right here and my character will melee in the game. Kind of like R3 is for PS2 or PS3. Does PS4 and PS5 still do that? I have no idea. But yeah, it's a super neat concept. I think it's kind of an awkward hold because of the touchpad. But we get through it, we adapt, we survive. It is fantastic. And the backwards compatibility is another big thing. It's not backwards compatible with everything, of course. However, it does give you a strong rule of threes if you know comedy. It does give you a strong list of games from the PSP. Now, it's not going to be any physical copies. Clearly, there is no cartridge to put one of those PSP discs in. However, the digital library from the PSP is pretty cool. It's pretty significant. It gives you a good option from, Jack and Daxter. It gives you, I believe Sly Cooper Collection was on the PSP originally. I digress. There's a ton that I know that I personally want that are PSP games, especially Lego games. There's like a good amount of Lego games that were on the PSP that are also available on the Vita. Now, the downside to the Vita, like I said in the beginning, is in fact the price. In 2024, this was over $150. I had to do the math in my head real quick, and that's not cheap for the average person. $150 is nothing to sneeze at. In this economy? Really? No, yeah. $150 is nothing to sneeze at all. And also, the games, I spent so much money on the games. The games like the Star Wars collection is like $40. The Sly Cooper collection I think was 10, so that was nice. The God of War collection was like 10 or 15, which was also nice. But games are not going to go on sale on Vita anymore. So you're going to be paying full price for the digital side of the games. And I doubt the physical market is significantly better, seeing as they know that digital is the only other way to go. As it usually is, but there's no longer any production on physical games as far as I know. So they really got us in a chicken hold right there. But those are just some of the things I enjoy about the Vita. As my notes close again, I love it. And I think if for some reason or somehow, some way you are a background actor or an actor, this is perfect for you. If you just want to go to work and take this with you and play it on your break, it's perfect. Now, it's not a Steam Deck, it's not a Nintendo Switch. Honestly, I wish it was a Steam Deck. I could play my Steam library. I wouldn't have to buy all new games like I've had to on several systems, including the Switch, Steam, PlayStation. There's a couple things I own on Xbox. It's not cute. It's not pretty. Not at all. And then I've got games on my phone, obviously. So, that's just a little bit about it. If you made it this far, join the cause, and I will see you in the next video.